Hey everybody. Today we are going to replace the bowl inside of my N64 controller with a steel bowl from SteelSticks64 that I ordered probably about a month or two ago. The bowl comes with a tiny little packet of super lube, and the actual bowl itself, which you can see here, is made of steel. At least the part that makes contact with the stick is made of steel, and it's housed inside of this tiny plastic square. Over here I have some regular looking bowls that I'm going to open to show you the difference. First one's a little broken, so I'm going to grab the second one here, and you can see that's what a bowl looks like without the steel. It's just made out of plastic. So, pretty serious difference going on here. Here I have a bunch of bowls that I ordered from Kitchbent. A whole bunch of extra gears here, and extra sticks that I actually don't ever use. The sticks are just a little too clunky. They need to be sanded down, and I have enough of these OEM sticks here that I don't need to use those. These are much nicer. Even if they're worn down a little bit, they still work a lot better than those Kitchbent sticks. If it were up to me, I would be using this stick here, which is something I ordered from a guy named Elmanton. And you can order caps for these sticks from SteelSticks64 that screw into the top. This is a slim stick, so it's actually a little thinner than a normal OEM stick. So first what we're going to do is take a look here, and there's a bunch of screws that we need to take out. So there's two more inside of there. So we're going to crack this puppy open real quick. Sped this up a little bit because it took so long. And there was a whole bunch of moments where I felt a little too loud for ASMR purposes. These ones on the inside of the memory pack area are always so difficult to get. They're a lot smaller than the other ones, and it's hard to see in there to get the screwdriver on top of them properly. But there we go. Got it off. And here's what the inside of the controller looks like. We're going to unplug the module. From the board and take these shoulder buttons off. They'd always fall off. And then what we're going to do is remove the C button here by pulling that little notch over to the side. And then there are 3 screws that we need to take care of in order to remove the module from the controller. And once these screws are out, the module just pops right out. And there we go. Here it is. So, if I didn't have this steel bowl, I wouldn't even bother opening this module because the stick is already super tight just using the OEM gear. But this stick was obviously refurbished. I bought it off eBay, and this is actually my first time opening it up. You see, we remove it with the one black screw, and then these 2 back hooks keep it locked in. But this is what the inside of the module looks like. There's a spring and a gear that all hold the stick in place. So we're going to take the gear off of the stick like that. So that's the top gear. And I can actually see that it's been greased up already. There's a little plastic piece between the gear and the spring. Keep from there being too much friction. There's the spring. And then the stick just pops right out. And there we have it. That's just the top part of the module house. Then we have the bottom. Another gear here, the bottom gear, covered in grease, so I know that somebody has been inside of this unit. And I bought this controller off of eBay probably about a year ago. I got a pretty good deal on it. It was like 30 bucks. So here's the old bowl. We need to take the gears off of it and put them onto the new bowl. This part's a little bit difficult, so you can see I'm trying to bring it closer to my face to get a better look, so that I can fit the arm into the spoke there properly. Make sure that it's on there. I'm going to do the same thing with the other one here. Sometimes they really fight against you. But we've got it on there now. pretty happy about it. I'm gonna rub my hands together. And here we have the Super Lube, the massive bottle of Super Lube that I won't ever run out of. I'm going to put a little bit on the end of my screwdriver and stick this into the bottom of the new bowl. So you don't want to put too much, or it'll clunk up the gears in the stick. Just enough to coat the bottom of the bowl. We're gonna make sure it spreads out with the bottom of the stick here. That should be great. The bowl fits perfectly back in the bottom of the unit. Now it's just a matter of reassembling everything. Making sure that the gear properly goes into the bowl. I was having a look at the grease that was already on the bottom of this gear here, which was actually heavily covered in grease. But it didn't seem like it would be a problem getting in the way of the new grease that I put in there. We're gonna put our spring back on there on top of our bowl in the top of the module. And coming up is one of actually the most annoying parts if you've never done this before, and it's getting the top gear back onto this part of the module and then lining it up with the center of the module so that it fits back into its place perfectly. As you can see, I lined it up vertically like that so that it slips perfectly back into its home. These hooks back here are a little loose, which happens over time, but they're okay, and they're staying put, so we're going to screw it back together. And once that's nice and tight, we'll give the stick a closer look. Excellent. Feels good. We want to get a clearer look at it. There we go. So it's nice and tight. And now this module is going to last a very long time now that it has a steel bowl in it. At some point I'll probably replace this stick with something that's a little more durable, but this should not see much wear with that steel bowl in there. We're going to put this back in. Put our 3 screws in. reattach our C button, which didn't want to cooperate, but we're going to adjust it a little bit, and there we go. Back in place. Really love the color of this controller, this grape color. The shoulder buttons, gotta make sure that I'm putting the right controller button on the right side and the left controller button on the left side here. And that clicks back together, and now we just have to put all of our screws back into place properly and tighten them. Which is also a little noisier than I wanted it to be, but less noisy than the unscrewing process, surprisingly. Just these last two inside of the memory back area here that are always impossible to see. And there we go. Making sure all the buttons are nice and set in place. Sometimes these things get loose in the process, but everything seems to be good, and the stick is tighter than ever. Now I won't have to be worrying about throwing Bowser with this controller as much. And there you have it. That is how you replace the steel bowl. Or replace the bowl in a N64 module. Thanks everybody for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.